Despite the odds.
Despite the odds.
I'm here.
We're both here, it feels like.
Yeah.
Despite the odds. And actually, truly despite the odds, considering the technical difficulty we just had.
Yeah, we almost had to pivot and record a different way, which you guys don't care about, but was really going to be the icing on top of not just a day, like a...
Well, Katie's sick again.
I am sick again.
If you can't tell. I just got back from Houston after being there for like 6 days. South by starts tomorrow.
I covered a mass shooting for 6 days and then got sick.
Yeah, a lot has really happened since we recorded last. We're at war. Breaking news.
Honestly, that has barely even crossed into the threshold of my consciousness because of things on the home front. When that happened, I was like, well, I was off work that day, and then I logged on to work the next day to, a mass shooting.
Yeah.
So the war thing hasn't really...
Not as local for us at the moment. But Kristi Noem got fired.
Oh, yeah, that also happened.
Yeah, that has been your past week's headlines.
Brought
to you by 50%.
Genuinely, I had no concept of what was happening in the news other than the shooting.
Yeah, that's fair. Go read Katie's work on The Statesman. It's been a lot.
I'm really quite proud of the work that we did, but it was also the worst week of my professional career, and I am, quite frankly, not doing super great. But being sick has been a distraction from feeling mentally unwell.
Yeah.
So
you get to be physically unwell instead.
Yeah, and now it's South by. The run of 6 days of mass shooting coverage, 5 days of being sick, 7 days of South by might be one of the craziest of my career.
Yeah. And we're not done.
And next weekend is Phil's birthday.
And then the weekend after that is Hannah's wedding.
Kansas City, I know.
Yeah, so everything's fine.
At least it ends with fun stuff.
Yeah, so.
Nobody do any more fuck shit. I've been so busy.
For the benefit of Katie, no more breaking news.
Literally, I was trying to get over here and more shit was happening. Some guy had to emergency land a plane in southwest Travis County.
Oh, well, didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I'll go read that after this.
That's why I was like, oh, I'm going to be late. Anyway.
So, all right, but...
Yeah, subscribe to your local newspaper. We be out here.
Yes, please subscribe to your local newspaper.
And in standing with the topic, we chose like an appropriate book for this.
But about the weather.
I did that when was that? When was the winter storm? January?
That was January.
Yeah. Who's to say? Felt like 2 weeks ago.
This had me hankering for another winter storm.
Nope.
So, well, okay. For me, it was nice. I am not in news, so I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, I would prefer no major events.
No, but...
Just the South by one, because I have the privilege of, since I am in charge, I get to do the things I want to do.
Well, sure. And, also, we're not getting another winter storm, so I don't think you have to worry about that one.
We're chilling. It's sunny and hot outside.
Sunday, the high is 90 here in Austin, Texas, and then Monday, the high is 59, so odd, but, all right, whatever. So...
At least we're having the weird weather shit happen while people are here for South by, because normally we get, like we did this week, we get insane thunderstorms, severe weather, which we got. There was like grapefruit-sized hail somewhere in Texas, like in Garland or something, or Garland State Park. I don't fucking know. And now it is gorgeous outside.
Yeah.
If a little humid. And normally that happens during South by, so everyone who comes here for South by is like, the weather's great.
The weather's so amazing.
I should move here. So at least this is happening during South by, so people get the full, mood swing.
The full experience. We had a really cold day at South by last year. Remember we were in the Olive and June line?
Yeah, that was cold. And it was like really windy.
Yeah, and we were watching the Sesame Street pop-up thing
we
filming.
saw Cookie Monster. That was cool.
And then we got free nail polish. South by is really a weird liminal space.
Did you see that John Goodman is going to be handing out chili dogs or some shit?
Shut up, no.
Hang on. This is happening on Friday. I think we should go.
I want a John Goodman chili dog.
I think it's a chili dog. Hang on. Michaela, friend of the pod, friend of our lives, and my coworker, posted. Oh, yeah. 3:30 p.m. food truck activation at 8th and Congress. John Goodman serving chili in promotion of the Chili Finger movie.
Okay, so real quick sidebar before we actually talk about this book. I thought that was like an urban legend only my dad had told me. Did you hear about the Chili Finger?
Yeah.
Okay, growing up, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like Googled it, or maybe I looked on Wikipedia. There's no Wikipedia page, so for like 5 hours, I was convinced I made it up in my head, and now they made a movie about Chili Finger.
Well, it was also a plotline in Friends, remember?
Yeah, but that was in the soda.
Yeah.
And like the 3rd episode of Friends ever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we should go watch John Goodman sling chili if you don't have anything going on.
I don't know. I will look at my schedule.
I think at the same time I'm supposed to be going to Last Meals Live, which will be really fun depending on who he gets as his guest. You could go to that with me.
Yeah, I might go to that. I am on Friday, I'm on Get Videos of Weird Stuff. So John Goodman serving chili would be a weird video.
Yeah.
My favorite way to describe South by to people is when Katey and I were in the Last of Us line last year. I went to go to the bathroom, and I came around the corner, and I found Sean Evans of Hot Ones interviewing Elmo in a glass box just on the floor of the convention center.
Yeah.
Just as I was going to the bathroom.
Yeah, my collection of South by, which South by's gotten less weird over the years in terms of like authentic weirdness, and more weird over the years in terms of like brand.
That's what I mean of like,
yeah.
That was weird brand like
in
moment.
2014, I stood behind Shia LaBeouf at a Portugal the Man show at fucking Clive Bar.
How drunk was he?
Very.
Yeah.
It was when he had his rat tail.
Ooh.
Yeah. And somebody was passing around like hash, and he took it and passed it to me, and I was like, I will not be smoking hash with Shia LaBeouf. Also, don't take drugs from people you don't know.
Yeah, no. Don't.
Even if they're Shia LaBeouf. Especially if they're Shia LaBeouf.
Not even.
Yeah.
What celebrity would you take drugs from? Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. I trust him to carry like test strips on him.
Yeah. Well, Megan Thee Stallion doesn't do drugs famously. But I would trust her if she handed me one.
I think like a good number of the kind of like motherly figures, like a Claire Danes.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And people of that, like a Claire Danes, like not that she's motherly, but like Nicole Kidman. Like I feel like
Ooh, I would definitely, yeah.
I feel like they're trustworthy in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they've seen some shit. They did their like I'm sure they did their fair share of like celebrity party drugs, so I feel like they would only give me something that they would trust.
Only top shelf.
Yeah.
From Nicole Kidman.
Right. Exactly.
Easily.
So I feel like that kind of like women in their 50s.
Oh yeah.
Kind of.
And it would be like mellow.
Right.
So yeah. Nicole Kidman.
Probably no one under the age of 40.
No.
Even though I am under the age of 40, but no celebrity under the age of 40 would I try. I need the people who have like done their fair share of Hollywood drugs.
I would take whatever Hillary Duff would give me at this point.
Probably so, yeah.
She's a mom.
Okay, yeah. So either over 40 or was a child star and has since recovered from being a child star.
Yeah. I would not take whatever Miley Cyrus would hand me, though.
Yeah, but like a Christy Carlson Romano, you know.
Hey, she lives here in Austin.
She does. It's not out of the realm
it's
of.
Not
if Shia LaBeouf tried to pass me hash, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Christy Carlson Romano would.
But
yeah, like South by used to be that, and now it's
brand.
Yeah, like the breaking point was in, I don't know, was this 2014, 15, 16? Maybe 16, when Lady Gaga was supposed to be in the Cheetos vending machine or whatever that was.
Was that 16? I thought it was later.
18. I don't fucking know. But that was the
breaking point.
That was the
jumping
BC
of the
and AD of There was before the Cheetos vending machine or Doritos. It was Doritos. There was pre-Doritos and post-Doritos South by.
Yeah.
And we're in a post-Doritos South by
Yeah.
world. All of this is to say, brands invite us to stuff.
Yeah.
We will come. We just might make fun of it, but we will come.
No, don't worry. I will take a video of your weird brand. It's not a Paramount house. It's a Paramount home.
I love the Paramount house.
Give me a free old fashioned. I'm there.
Abigail and I were the biggest fans of the Gorton Shrimp House at South by last year. Gorton's, where are you?
I know. I miss them. Come back, Gorton's. Your snacks rocked. And actually, they had a good band lineup.
They really did. It was easy to get in. The food was a little sketchy schedule-wise. It was a little lawless.
Yeah, but, that's, hey, the Czech House had the best food, but the weirdest experience we had.
Yeah, which was not the Czech House's fault. It was the fault of somebody who was at the Czech House.
He had a parrot. That's all we need to say.
Yeah. But the Czech House we will be returning to eat.
Oh, yeah. That schnitzel was awesome.
It was great.
It was so good. Like, shockingly good.
It was like a full catered, like, authentic Czech. There was fucking sauerkraut. There was schnitzel. It was so good. Just like my grandma makes it.
Yeah.
It rocked. So,
catch us at Czech House later.
Catch us at Czech House. I feel like I should be on the VIP list there. I feel like I should be the MC of Czech House.
Yeah, you should just get to flash your ID and get, like, I don't know, like, immediately escorted backstage or whatever the version of Czech House backstage is.
I think I should be the host. I think I should be the MC.
You should apply for that next year.
Yeah.
Czech House. Hit us
I'm not
up.
saying I am the premier Czech journalist in Texas, but I'm certainly the loudest one about it.
Probably so.
And probably with the most Czech-sounding last name.
Not, to be fair, I can't name another Czech journalist in Texas, but that's just my own ignorance, so what do I know, really?
I'm sure there are dozens of us.
I'm sure there are.
There are tens of us.
There's
certainly more than just me.
Well, really, there's like tens of journalists, it feels like some days, so,
yes, also true.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Book.
It's not unrelated to the book.
No, it is not unrelated, but they get to go cover a big weather thing where we get to tell you the best brand pop-ups at South by and yearn for the days.
Sorry.
Katie's coughing.
Yeah.
So.
I do not miss the days when South by was like 2 weeks long, though. As South by ages, so do I.
Yeah. Time marches on. It comes for us all.
Yep. Okay. Anyway, but I will say, as somebody who has worked at a TV station before, this book, other than the bad man character, who was, appropriately over the top, but I did work with some bad men in TV news, but in also all news. But the general, like, ridiculousness of working in TV news was captured fairly well in this book, I think, just in terms of, like, I was never on air.
Yeah.
But, like, our main character gets sent to do some pretty ridiculous shit, and they do be sending TV people to do some ridiculous shit.
Yeah, that I have never worked in TV news. I've only worked in print and online, so that part was new to me, but I'm glad to hear it is accurate. Sounds about right. And they do, yeah, obviously zhuzhed up, but, like, and they also do, I feel like, send the weather people to do the most ridiculous shit. Yeah, they are the ones who have to stand out in the middle of the hurricane and, like, get injured and hit by flying debris, so, right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. The unrealistic thing was that a TV station would never spend the money to put up people in as nice of a, like, bed and breakfast situation as they were staying in. Absolutely Secondly, a TV station would never pay money to send people to do coverage and then not milk that coverage for all it was worth. No, their broadcast kept getting, like, canceled. And which would like, never happen. It's like, this is ridiculous. What kind of news station? Barking dogs, barking dogs. Bark, 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 bark. Hattie! Cooper! Guys. Come on. Hello. Back here, back here. Good job, good job. Back on your soft place. Back on your soft places. Come on, Haber. Haber! Hey, stop. Hattie, come on. You're good. You're good. Good job.
Come on, Hattie.
You did some guard work.
Thank you so much.
Good job. Somebody walked by. Yes, that's perfect.
Protect.
Good job. Okay. Yeah, their broadcast kept getting canceled, which...
That would never happen because you know what TV news loves more than anything else is weather.
Yeah, that's why you watch.
Yeah, that's literally, like, thankfully, we now at the Statesman have a newsroom meteorologist, which I think is so sick, because in our morning meetings, she just gives us, like, a personalized weather report, which is fucking great.
Yeah.
But, like, I still get most of my, like, weather-related news from the guy who works at CBS Austin that I follow on. He's, like, the only reason I get on Facebook is to be like, what does this man have to say about what's
happening at the weather?
Yeah.
Or with the weather.
Yeah. Like, I feel like one of those people, like, I'm not in his comments, but I feel like one of those people in his comments that's, like a fangirl of that guy.
Yes. There was that one guy in DFW who became, like, a meme because everyone, like, all the kids at school would tweet at him, begging him to, like, cancel school, and he was like...
I don't have the power to do that.
Well, he kind of, like, leaned into it.
Right.
And he would tweet stuff like, guess what, kiddies? Ice is coming! It was really funny. I can't remember his name, but shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah, that's sort of how this guy is, Avery. I love him.
Yes.
He's my favorite weather guy.
Yeah, I do like that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, title of this book is And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison.
Yeah, so this is the sequel to First Time Caller with a very healthy amount of overlap, I would say, to the point that you probably do want to read the first one before reading the... You don't...
Not like necessary, but I think it adds to the friendship dynamic of Aiden, who is the male lead of First Time Caller, and Jackson, the male lead of this one.
And also just the background knowledge of, like, the radio station and kind of its characters.
Yes, I think that's very fair.
Yeah. Sorry. So while not wholly necessary, I would say probably more necessary than a lot of the other sequels we've read.
You can get by, but recommended.
And they're both delightful, so why not read both?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the way this book starts is Jackson works for the radio station, is not good at being on air unless he's talking about the weather, and Delilah is on the TV station and is just a ray of sunshine and gets sent to these weird kooky assignments, which Jackson thinks is by her, like, own volition, where she's, like, wearing turtle suits and things like that and doesn't respect her because she doesn't talk about the weather. Turns out it's because she has a terrible boss who is, like, cartoonishly evil toward the end, where I was like, okay, come on. So spoiler, whatever, you're listening to this podcast, at the end where she goes, why do you hate me so much? And he goes, because everyone loves you. I'm like, okay,
that would never happen. Also, like, that's TV news bread and butter, man. Like, they want you to form parasocial relationships with those people.
Yeah, like, no, why would you hate the woman who is, like, bringing your TV station, like, actual viewers?
Right.
That we need more of that.
Especially,
days.
Also, not to be this way, but in my experience, interacting with TV news people, not necessarily where I worked, but just in that world... the male news directors were generally not unkind to the pretty young girls. Just, you know.
Yeah.
For what it's worth. They were unkind to the others.
Yeah. That's true. Oh, one other thing that was incredibly unrealistic, where Maggie tells Delilah she can double her salary in radio. Yeah. It's like, okay, nice try.
Double is crazy.
We're also, like, in the first book, they were like, we're about to go under. And
they still kind of are. They're, like, getting courted by, like, Sirius XM, whatever the fake equivalent of it was.
Yeah, Orion, whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah, there were a couple things in this book detail-wise where I was like, this kind of needed another edit.
Yeah.
So, which I'll get into that later.
Yeah, that was the thing, that was the first thing Abigail said when we sat down, was that this book was a little long, which I agree.
It was a little too long.
Yeah.
So, Jackson and Delilah get to go to this fancy, like, bread and breakfast that has an unlimited amount of scones and giant beds with rooms with fireplaces in them.
Yeah, this place sounds sick.
Yeah, I want to go and report on this storm that is like blowing in. And of course, we get, kind of jumping around. We get an only one bed because Keith, the evil news director of Delilah's TV station, cancels her room. I still don't like fully understand what his like end game was in this, unless it was
I
just
think
to
he
get
just
her to...
wants her to look stupid.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
And feel stupid.
Sure. So yeah, Jackson is like, they kind of have, I don't know, I almost said heated rivalry. Sorry everyone. It's like I don't know. She's very chaotic.
Yeah.
And he's very like by the book.
Yeah, and buttoned up, and so her chaos really like gets to him on a personal level because he's very just like, how do you live like this?
Yes, which I wouldn't say I'm like Jackson, but I understand his attitude about this.
Yes. We have plenty of people that were like, how does that person
bitch,
exist?
you live like this?
Yeah.
That Hillary Clinton meme.
Yeah.
In the apartment,
yeah.
So they, kind of like call, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say a truce, but they agree to like work together and like have fun doing it. So they get to the lodge, they like have some side quests on the way up there. He's like, oh, life is kind of fun when you're Delilah. That was, as we discussed before we started recording very briefly, that was like the only When Harry Met Sally reference that we really got.
Yeah, this was I was so sad for this sequel because, as we know, the first book in this Heartstrings series, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah, because Aiden's show is called Heartstrings. So I don't...
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Anyway, I was so sad for this second book in the series because, as we know, the first one was inspired by Sleepless in Seattle, which it was fairly accurate, yes. Inspiration,
yes,
without taking stuff directly, whereas this felt not even a little bit.
I was like,
there also was a Bouquet of Sharpened Pencils reference, which is You've Got Mail, and I was like, wrong one.
Katey is the Nora Ephron scholar here, so I offer nothing.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a Bouquet of Sharpened Pencils, but there was something about somebody commented on the smell of freshly sharpened pencils, and I was like, eagle-eyed Ephron heads will pick this one up, but also this is the wrong one.
Real Ephron heads.
Yeah, and so they're even though that's like the most famous line in You've Got Mail for the most part, but like, I was a little annoyed that it wasn't, like, there wasn't even like a clear...
No.
Like, there is the, like, Sally's the neurotic one and Harry's the kind of chill, laid-back one, but not a mess in that capacity.
No, and they weren't, like, this wasn't a friends to lovers.
Right. There's the road trip misadventure, which...
It's so brief,
right?
Though, and they get turkey sandwiches.
They watch Casablanca together on the phone, which is... Harry's, I'm just going to sit here and groan.
Okay, there's that.
But that and the ordering, the dressing on the side, whatever the fuck that was, those are the only two direct references that I caught. If anyone else caught them, please let me know. But
yeah,
those were the only real glaring ones to me.
And there were things like that throughout this book that it felt like we started with personality traits of Delilah or Jackson, and then they just were dropped.
Yeah.
So, like, Jackson having a very specific order at the coffee shop and the turkey sandwich place, and then we get to the lodge, and he just, like, kind of eats whatever Delilah, like, brings him, which it didn't feel like he's, like, that's his personality growth. It just, like, felt like we forgot. Right. And
yeah, the Harry and Sally references felt a little shoehorned in, which
like I don't know. I don't feel very generous to a thing that like markets itself as being inspired by this thing and then is like not really. Like,
yeah, and I've read a few When Harry Met Sally kind of knockoffs.
You Again.
Yeah, You Again. You Again was pretty authentic to the material, but yeah, I don't know. I think I would feel differently, even if there were no plot similarities. If the characters had felt more true to Harry and Sally, I would be like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Sure, yeah.
Like I don't need the plot to be similar. Just like I don't know, something.
Right, and I'm not that I am the Efron head that you are, but I completely agree to where at points I was like, is that all we're getting about When Harry Met Sally? Like, that's fine. I don't necessarily need more, but like, let's not market this as inspired by.
Yeah. And if you're going to Easter egg us, give us a few more. Even if all you're going to do is make little nods like that, at least give us a few more.
Right. And
you know, like do the fan service thing.
Yeah.
Like make me be the Leo meme.
Yeah.
Pointing at the TV.
Yeah. So, okay. But, yeah. So
gripes aside.
Gripes aside about When Harry Met Sally. I'll say, because I will have other gripes that come up, I didn't love this book as much as I loved First Time Caller.
Yeah, I think I liked, which I don't, it's hard for me to compare, like, because of the freshness in my mind of this one versus the other one, which we read, a year ago or something?
Yes.
I really liked the characters when they were, like, at their best. I think I liked their chemistry together more. But I also feel like we had them together for a lot longer in this book than Lucy and Aiden in the first book.
Sure.
The first one was more of a slow burn, whereas this one, I think they kissed at like 30% or something like that.
Yes.
So I think we had more time for the chemistry to build in this book. So I liked those moments, I think, a little bit more from what I can remember. But again, that might be recency bias.
No, I think I agree with you. I think you had a slight criticism of the last book we read of being a little insta-lovey. This one was very insta-lovey for me in a way that I found, like, kind of frustrating, in that we established, like, Jackson is, like, irritated by Delilah.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he starts talking to her, and obviously there's, like, oh, she's not so bad or whatever, but, like, it takes more... It's not more of a, like, oh, I'm warming up to her. She's actually very nice, but, like, her chaos is still a lot for me. Like, there's not that warm-up period. It was just immediately, like, I'm in love with her.
Or even just, like, because I feel like a lot of her chaos, his perceived chaos, was, like, watching her on air and stuff, too. So even, like, there wasn't even that, like, oh, now that I've gotten to know her, like, yeah, she is chaotic, but she's not as ridiculous as
I thought.
Yeah. And I think, too, this is also a book that, like, I know we're complaining about it being a little too long, but I think it would have benefited from maybe not a full dual timeline, but, like, either some flashbacks to them pre this assignment, like him leaving the notes on her car, or, like, you know, being annoyed by her in other capacities, or having the book start a little earlier in the timeline, where we get them to, like, drum up some of that dislike for each other on the page instead of us just being told about it.
Yes. I think another thing, and I will say also, a thing I liked about this book that I also liked about the first one is B.K. Borison's prose, pretty good.
Yeah.
I think she's a really good writer. I enjoyed reading it. You know, it was too long, in my opinion. But a thing that I think really bothered me, too, about the love story between Jackson and Delilah is it felt like we were bouncing around between what is the problem? What is the conflict?
Yeah.
Where Delilah, and I guess, like, you know, when we talk about is the character poorly written or is the character annoying, maybe this is the character is annoying me. Because she would get into these points where she was, like, weirdly insecure about Jackson and what he wanted from her, and he's literally telling her.
Right.
Like, he's in the parking lot, like, holding her in front of Maggie, like maybe, like, 3/4 of the way through the end of the book, or 3/4 of the way through the book, when they're back from the snowstorm coverage. And then they go inside, and she's like, oh, I don't know how he wants me to act when other people are around. And it's like, well, he just did.
Right.
So there were parts of that with Delilah where I was like, girl, stand up.
And I don't know if that's supposed to be a, like, she's insecure because everyone loves her, but then this guy at work really hates her. And then Jackson maybe hated her and she doesn't know where she stands. But I think if that's what we're supposed to assume, I could have stood being told more explicitly.
I think so, too. I think there were a couple with some like character traits that felt like picked up and dropped. Like Jackson is suddenly this very suave man who is like really confident in bed. In the first book, he does not strike me as a man who is confident in bed. No. And I thought like that actually would have been a nice like thing to read in like a male characters. Like we read a lot of these like, you know, dudes who are like, yeah, and like, yeah, don't get me wrong.
All of these guys are like gods in bed. It would be nice to...
Don't get me wrong. We're not mad about it.
Right.
But, like, Jackson is a character that we have already met. And we've established that he's kind of an awkward dude. Yeah. And also one that's kind of self-conscious and, like, really
and is not great under pressure. Yeah. Which, in what moment is there more pressure than when you, like, first have sex with somebody that you really like?
And then suddenly he's, like, the best dirty talker ever or whatever. And I was like, I just, like... There's a lot of disconnect between this one version of Jackson versus this version. And I think sometimes when we read books where there, you know, are multiple characters in, like, the same universe, I feel like sometimes authors will just, like, have the same voice for every character.
Yeah.
Even when we've met them previously, and that's, like, kind of not who they are. I'm trying to think of somebody who does this well. But I do think sometimes
Jen DeLuca, I feel like, did it really well.
I do think Jen DeLuca did it pretty well. I think, let's see. I think Emily Henry is really good about writing different characters, but of course hers aren't like extended universe.
I think Abby Jimenez can sometimes veer into the copy-paste format,
I think so,
but
too.
I also think with certain ones she does better than others.
I think that's fair.
But I think that's such a hard thing to do because, like, a writer's voice is a writer's voice.
No,
you know?
for sure.
So I think it's, like, a huge... So all of this is to say, not like we think we could do any better, but, like, you know, it can feel a little redundant, which I think is why eventually we wanted Jen DeLuca to get out of the Renaissance Fair world, because
it started feeling redundant.
Yeah. But I do think those characters were written differently enough, that may benefit from the fact that they're all kind of really quirky.
Yeah. Renaissance Fair people.
Exactly.
So I think that's fair. So they get their broadcasts go like fairly well, except they get caught making out on one.
Yeah, which this is really funny. I actually really liked this moment as like horrifying, like secondhand cringe I got from it.
I thought this was like silly and unbelievable, but I put it aside.
Exactly,
like it wasn't like so unbelievable that I was like, this is so stupid.
It was like a perfect like slapsticky rom-com.
Yeah.
Thing. Like, that's not a real world thing. This is like oh yeah, of course this would happen in one of these books.
Yeah.
I have a blister. Sorry, I just like felt it. Yeah, I think the thing that we're supposed to assume at this point, which I think is kind of what we're dancing around and not quite explicitly saying, like, I think the assumption is that we're supposed to make as the readers is that they are supposedly helping each other with their neuroses. Like, like Delilah is like supposedly helping bring Jackson back down to earth a little bit and like, you know, get out of his head and be better on air, which we see happen. And Jackson is supposedly like helping like Delilah stay a little more measured or be less insecure or whatever. But I feel like that's alluded to a lot and not explicitly laid out of like, watch these two help each other grow. You know, it's kind of like you said, it's like the one version and then the other version, and it happens like sort of with the flip of a switch.
Yeah.
And the idea is that they're helping each other, but we don't really spend enough time on the like development part of it. Does that make sense?
Yes, no, completely. Because it kind of at times toward like in the latter half of the book where after they like go sledding, which is probably the best oh my gosh, by the way, when I was reading that point where they like crash and she thinks she's like killed him and he's laughing, all I could see in my head was the like Star Wars scene where Anakin gets like trampled by that weird like armadillo looking thing.
Yeah.
And Padme thinks she killed him and he's just laughing. And
yeah.
then they roll around in the grass and everything's fun. That was like this, but they were sledding and it was silly. But it reminded me of that, which was kind of funny. But like that was kind of the biggest thing of like, oh, Delilah like gets him out of his shell.
Right.
And then Delilah for like kind of half the book just like almost like falls apart.
Yeah.
In ways that I found really frustrating for a character that we've been told is like very capable and like very confident in her role at the news station of like, I am something for people and like I want to do that. And then and also like she tells Jackson they're gonna like keep it casual, where he's like, why? We don't have to do that. And she constantly is like, I don't know what he wants. And it's like, girl, he's telling you. He's actually pretty communicative.
Right. And it's sort of like, you know, like we're told that she's insecure, but we don't really see it blossom on its own necessarily. It's like everything is just sort of like whispered to us rather than explicitly shown to us.
Right. And I think that was, like very frustrating at points where you, like, I wanted to see more of like you said earlier, the explanation that she's so insecure because Keith is like basically like beating her up at work. But it wasn't like that. It felt like it was just, there was this insecurity that she was too much for a relationship. There was this insecurity that she looked stupid on the air, but then also like insecurity that Jackson wasn't communicating with her, even though he is. And so there were points where I was just like, yeah, girl, stand up.
Yeah, and I think there are like conclusions we can jump to. Like maybe she doesn't believe Jackson because she is used to people like only knowing the version of her on TV, and maybe she doesn't feel like people are totally honest with their feelings about her. Like we can make these assumptions because we've read hundreds of these books or whatever, right? But like, and the irony that we frequently are like, show us, don't tell us when we're talking about these books.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in this one, I think we could benefit from being told a little more. And I feel like a lot of this book got lost in the shenanigans, which I love a shenanigan, but would love a little more like exposition. Let's spend a little time in this character's head for a second.
Yes, we got some shenanigans for sure. And again, we're never mad about like a shenanigan, but it felt like we spent a lot of time within Delilah's insecurities without understanding them.
Yes.
And I think that was kind of odd.
And I was a little frustrated that Jackson feels more three-dimensional than Delilah does.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we get so much more of his backstory than hers, and like why he is so neurotic.
Right.
But we get a lot less of hers.
Yeah. Yeah, he's taking care of two teenagers.
Yeah.
That'd probably make me neurotic too.
Yeah.
So
I too would be a complete like organized freak if I had to become a parent to my younger siblings at a young age.
Yes.
So I don't know. Okay, yeah, so they get caught on air, which is fun and funny.
Everyone is obviously obsessed with it because if this happened at our local TV station,
it would be all we could talk about.
I
can't believe we haven't talked about the KXN reporter getting fired for knocking on the shooter's door. We'll file that away later.
Yeah, I'm going to have to cut that out
of
this podcast.
It did happen.
Well, I guess, yeah. Well, I have something to tell you about that later.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I have hot goss about it.
But, like, if something like that happened here, we would be like, what the fuck, you got? Because, like...
Yeah, I would be writing about it at cron.com.
Right. So many of our local TV people have been here for a really long time. But also, like, the thing about TV journalists is that they end up sort of being the subject of news. Like you guys write about like TV movers and shakers, like getting engaged, having babies, like whatever. Yeah. Which like people care about those people. Yeah. They're local celebrities.
Right. For sure.
So yeah, no one would shut up about this if it happened here.
So that was realistic.
Just like, let's not, we're just going to pretend like it never happened, which is pretty funny.
And I can see that being a realistic decision.
Right.
That's fine.
Totally.
But also Jackson being like to Maggie, like, no, absolutely not. I was like, well, and then they go on air.
Yeah, your boss does kind of need to talk about you.
Yeah. Hooking up with your coworker.
Yeah, on air.
Yeah. So, that was a little silly, but that's fine.
Everyone loves the Jackson and Delilah show. They're a great pair. Everyone's like shipping them, but they are like pretty unaware of it because they're mostly offline, living in their little bubble, and then they're very offline because the power goes out.
Yeah, power goes out, and then That's when they hook up for the first time.
Yeah, which that one, I was like, oh, it's cold. They're going to take their clothes off for body heat. This is what's going to happen. We eat that shit up.
For survival.
Totally. Makes sense.
So, and yeah, I think B.K. Borison does a good job writing a sex scene.
Yeah, I feel like her writing is just like very heartfelt, which I think resonates even when some of the plot feels a little shaky.
Yeah. I will say she used the word delicious way too much.
Oh, I didn't even clock that.
Ooh, I did, because I don't like it very much.
Sure.
So that's a personal preference.
Yeah.
One other thing I would be like remiss to say is because it was bothering me so much. So when they're watching Casablanca on whomever's laptop in bed or whatever, which is very cute, Jackson is saying they're talking about Shakespeare in Love and Saving Private Ryan.
I knew you were gonna bring this up.
Dude, this pissed me off because it turns into like Jackson, which like Saving Private Ryan is one of my favorite movies.
You're like far away from the mic.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Saving Private Ryan is one of my favorite movies. Fun fact about me. And Jackson is saying like it lost to Best Picture to Shakespeare in Love. And Delilah uses it as an opportunity to go on a rant about why are the like highbrow things that are like scary and painful, and like why can't we enjoy love stories? Great point. I completely agree with her. Terrible example. Shakespeare in Love should not have beaten Saving Private Ryan.
I love Shakespeare in Love. It's a great movie. I would not even delude myself into thinking it's remotely better than Saving Private Ryan.
This pissed me off so much because I was like, Delilah, you're just wrong. Your point, excellent. This is a romance podcast. Of course we put value into things that are like silly and fun and heartfelt and romantic.
This is not a great example of that.
Bad example.
Because while I do love Shakespeare in Love, out of those two movies, there is one that is kind of capital I important to film, and one that is less so.
Yes. And one of the most famous examples of a Best Picture robbery.
Yeah.
So, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
I think there's an argument to be made of like, who defines what's good or whatever? Because like again, I love Shakespeare in Love. I think it's a great movie, but
is it better than Saving Private Ryan? No, it's not, and that's fine
to some people. But by what we've been told that the Academy wants and cares about,
there is a much better example within the Oscars. There are millions of better examples within the Oscars of a romance or a well-made movie getting robbed.
Yeah. Or a movie that was made for women getting robbed.
Yeah. No. Trust me, there are much better examples. Saving Private Ryan, however, is not the example you want. That's not the hill to die on.
Yeah. This did make me want to rewatch Shakespeare in Love, though, because I haven't seen it in a long time.
I don't remember if I've ever seen it.
So, and I did recently rewatch Hamnet, which, why did I watch that a second time? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah, that's
the saddest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I watched it again. I watched it in the theater, and then I watched it again.
While you were sick?
Yes.
Ooh.
I spent my time off, like it was restful.
My illness,
catching up on the Best Picture nominees that I haven't seen, and then decided to rewatch Hamnet.
I was going to say, you good, but I don't want the answer.
Yeah, I said at the top of this podcast, I'm not doing well.
Sometimes it's easier to delve into somebody else's sad story instead of thinking about our own.
Yeah, let me watch this little boy die of the plague.
You know what? Yeah.
Better than what I was dealing with in real life.
I'm rooting for her at the Oscars. Again.
She was great.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Give that little boy all the Oscars. He's so fucking good in that movie. I've never seen a child actor that good. Genuinely.
Yeah. Well, okay. I haven't watched Hamnet. So.
It's a really great movie. I don't know why I watched it twice, but it's a really great movie.
It's a one-watch movie, probably. Yeah. Anyway, so let's see.
Delilah's grandpa has an accident.
He falls.
Yeah.
Delilah's grandpa has Alzheimer's, and he raised her, so they're very close. He's in assisted living, but they still see. And one of the important things to her is that he watches her on the news every day, and even when he doesn't recognize her, which this was a great example of telling and
yes.
showing.
Yes.
Where toward the book, she's like, Maggie offers her a job, and she's like, I can't get off TV because my grandpa watches me every day.
Right.
And even when he doesn't recognize me as his granddaughter, I'm his favorite weather woman.
Right.
And I was like, yes, okay, this explains so much.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, however, perhaps for Grandpa and double the money, I could explain, hey, Delilah's on the radio now.
He's not going to remember.
Yeah, okay, well, he's got an aide.
Yeah, like
But-
for double the money, I would be like, we can like, he'll be okay.
We'll figure
He'll
it out.
recover.
Yeah, people, TikTok, podcasts are videos
Yeah,
now. We
yeah.
can make that happen for
Exactly.
Grandpa and double the money and not working for a horrible boss named Keith.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure even with Alzheimer's, Grandpa would understand that the weather lady might have to have a different job at some point.
Perhaps. So, but this is also a point where Delilah just falls apart. Mm-hmm. Jackson takes her home. And not to say that stressful situations do not, like, rattle people. Like, lots of grace there. But where, again, girl, stand up.
Yeah, and she also has her friend at the station who I find very funny. Like sleuthing to try to find out how Keith is conspiring against her.
Yeah. Oh, I love Gianna.
Yes, she's great. Next book is about her for sure, right? Her and
Well,
Mark? Or do we think it's Maggie and the corporate guy?
Ooh.
I kind of hope it's Maggie and the corporate guy.
I think it'll be Maggie and the corporate guy.
Well, because Mark and Gianna are already together.
Well, it's going to be You've Got Mail, Maggie and the corporate guy.
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, ding, ding, ding. I just put that together. Give me a gold
You're
star.
so right.
Yeah. Because Gianna and Mark are already hooking up.
Right. Yeah.
So, hooray.
Okay, I'm excited about that one. You're so right.
So, yeah. Okay. So, where were we?
Well, then, so Delilah's crashing out and then has a further crash out when Keith tries to move her to features, which there's nothing wrong with working in features.
No. I work in culture
More
and
or less,
lifestyle and
yeah.
features. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never wanted to do news. Features is great.
Right.
Anyway.
But if you want to do news,
And specifically weather.
if there's anything that you want to do specifically and you get moved to another team, like, that is not your niche, not ideal.
Yes. I think the thing which hopefully came across to regular readers, is that she's mostly upset that Features only airs on Sundays and she's not on air every day.
Yeah, which, as we've said, part of the thing is that she wants her grandpa to see her on air every day.
Yes.
So she quits on air, which was pretty awesome.
Yes, I did love that. However, then we move into my worst Delilah moment, where after she quits, one of Jackson's sisters runs away, which is because, side plot, Jackson's mom and the twins' mom is in town and being a deadbeat. And disappoints.
Yeah, says she's going to do something, doesn't do it.
Big shock.
Yeah.
Adeline, which beautiful name.
Yeah.
And Penelope, great names. Adeline runs away because she's upset. And Penelope, got mad at her and was like, why do you expect anything? Yada, yada. While they are searching for Adeline, Delilah's chapter starts with, I'm so glad that this is happening so I can focus on something besides my chaos.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, a 16-year-old is missing.
Right. You having to quit your job is not even... Who fucking cares about you quitting your job?
Put that away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
He doesn't care right now.
No.
There was another instance where it seemed like she was upset that he, went to another room to talk to his sisters. And I was like, girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't really love... It ended up being sweet, but at the beginning At the beginning of, this part, I got a little annoyed at how she was, inserting herself, being very, if you want someone to talk to or whatever. It ended up being sweet, but at the beginning I was like, fucking stay out of it.
Yeah, no, I was like, this was where I was like, girl, stand up, and also, this is not your time right now. I'm so sorry.
Right.
Bestie, Jackson is not worried about you. He's
Yeah.
worried about his sister, who
Yeah.
he takes care of, who is hopped on a city bus with no phone.
Yes. They find her, everything ends up being okay. Delilah is very sweet to the girls and does help them.
Yes.
Despite her making it a little too about herself at the start. But
Yes.
That works out, and then everyone comes together to plot to get Delilah's job back, and by everyone I mean everyone who is employed by the TV station, which is pretty fucking funny.
This was silly, and
including her replacement, who was like, I don't want to do the weather.
Yeah, I did think it was funny where they, like, earlier in the book, they're like, Leon's gonna do the weather, and, like, I can't remember if she says it or in her head, she's like, he has a political science and communications degree, and then later in the book, you're like, seeing him, a little glimpse of him doing the weather, and he's like, why isn't Delilah doing this?
Yeah, he's like, do y'all really want me doing this?
Yeah, where he's like, I don't know how to work this clicky thing. So it was like, not like some guy trying to take her job. It was literally like, what am I doing here, dude?
Well, and this is the frustrating thing, too. This is, like, very untrue to TV news because, like, meteorologists are so respected in TV news. Like, that's not just a job that you pick up and do. Like, a reporter in news can go be a reporter in features, even if that's not necessarily their interest or skill set. You can pivot. But you can't go from being, like, a political reporter to a scientist.
No.
Like, those guys are looking at like, I sit in the same little area as our newsroom meteorologist. She's looking at shit on her computer that I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're looking at right now.
Yeah, cool map?
Yeah, like, what's the colors? You know? Like,
this is like, like me trying to be that guy in the khakis who does all the polling on election night.
Yeah.
What's it, Steve Wozniacki?
Steve Kornacki?
Kornacki. Who's Wozniacki? She was a tennis player.
Yes. Caroline
Wozniacki, Steve Kornacki is the
whatever.
Guy.
They're all Polish, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not like that. That's not how it works.
No.
Like, you can learn a different beat, but you cannot become a scientist overnight.
No, I can't get good at math or science overnight.
Right.
No.
Even I've sat in on those, like, National Weather Service, like, press phone call things that they do. I don't understand that shit.
Nope. Don't ask me about the weather.
They send out the little graphics. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
Nope.
Yeah.
This is not in my future as a news person. So, anyway, so they all band together to get her job back.
Yeah.
And which culminates basically in her getting a secret meeting with, like, the head of the parent company or whatever.
Yeah.
And her being like, I should have my job back, and her being like, yeah.
Yeah, because the executive was like, oh, I was told you wanted to move, basically.
And she was like, no, and Ava, the boss lady, goes, yeah, Keith's getting retired.
Yeah.
So.
And I think she said something along the lines of, like, we've been trying to, like, get him out of here or something like that. So,
which I was like, also, they have an HR report on him, so they could have done it way earlier.
Yeah.
This book is full of some incompetent people.
Yeah. And then Jackson is promoted at the radio station.
Which is great.
Which is great because he does not want to be on the air.
No, he wants to be a production man.
Yeah, he's behind the scenes.
Which we love those people.
Yeah.
They make our lives easier.
Yep. And then it ends not with them getting engaged, but with Jackson having a ring in his pocket.
Which I didn't know how far ahead in the timeline we were.
Me neither.
So I got a little worried.
Yeah. But then we do get another sweet When Harry Met Sally reference where they're, like, talking about how they met each other, which is a nod to the little scenes with the
that's true. Yeah.
The older people, which
that's
also
cute.
happens at the end of When Harry Met Sally, like when Harry and Sally talk about it. So there was that, which I liked.
I will say the end of When Harry Met Sally really stresses me out because they get married within 7 months.
Yeah, but they've known each other for, like,
I know, it's
15 years.
I know, but it still really stresses me out.
Yeah. I don't know. It was the 80s.
Yeah, that's fine. But
they did that.
That's
faster
so beside
than,
the point.
Yeah.
Here with Jackson and Delilah, I'm like, I don't know if you're ready to get married. Being married's kind of hard.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I think Jackson is so ready to get married.
Oh, Jackson,
that's the most
sure.
grown up I've ever seen.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Delilah, I'm not so sure is ready to get married.
Yeah.
So, girl, stand up.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but I will say, all my gripes with this book is not my favorite, but if you like B.K. Borison and you like this series, I definitely, like, still recommend it. So.
Yeah, and I'll keep reading her. I'll keep reading the series. Like, no
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 hard feelings.
complaints overall. I'm learning, I think, that BK Borison, when we read First Time Caller, we were like, we've been sleeping on her, which, true, we had been. But I read Good Spirits, her, Christmas book, and I didn't really fuck with that one either.
Okay.
I liked it even less than I liked this one. I liked this one more than I liked that Christmas one. The Christmas one, the gimmick of it was a little much for me. It was it was like Ghost of Christmas Past kind of thing. Yeah. So that might have been my main gripe with it, but I think I'm learning that her books are hit or miss for me.
I think that's fair. Just kind of like how Jen DeLuca's became kind of hit or miss for us.
Yeah, where it's like, we'll read them.
Sometimes we really like them, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She might not be as reliable a hitter for us.
Right.
And that's fine.
Yeah. I'll still look into any book she puts out, but
maybe won't.
It's not an instant read necessarily.
Christina Lauren's becoming that for me.
A little bit. She is still an instant read for me. They still are an instant read for me, just because they were for so long that I'm like, we're gonna get some bangers out here sooner or later, right? So yeah, what are you reading right now?
I am reading actually the other Olympics book. Hold
up.
I am pulling up the title because I completely forgot. Hold on.
The sequel to the first one.
The first one, they're not connected in any way besides both being about the Olympics. This one's called Let the Games Begin, which is a less silly title than Skate It Till You Make It.
Yeah.
I like this one even more than Skate It Till You Make It.
Really? Okay.
I found both characters I find really likable. Similar to Skate It Till You Make It, there are some good shenanigans that are not, revealed too early. There's kind of like a love triangle situation at a point that does not feel so convoluted that it's ridiculous, but It is appropriately goofy. So yeah, I am enjoying it. I really like both characters, and yeah, I'm enjoying it, actually. I would recommend.
Nice.
And it's nice to, I guess, being like, there's two very good best friend characters, and a very good female lead who, her name's Olivia, and she is a real, in a way that I do not find obnoxious, but is this didn't work out how I wanted to, she's a real adapt or die character, in a way that is understandable, and she is frustrated by for reasons that make sense, but also she is a very hard worker who makes life better for herself, and she gets to hook up with a hot guy in an elevator. So.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it.
Well, I downloaded it on Kindle Unlimited or whatever, but I haven't read it yet, so.
I think it is also perhaps maybe better written than Skate It Till You Make It.
Okay.
It starts off more strong than Skate It Till You Make It did.
Yeah, so, which we acknowledge had a pretty slow start.
So, I'm really enjoying this one. I would highly recommend. It's fun.
I'll probably pick that up next. I'm almost done with the one I'm reading now, which is sort of a goofy, I don't know, it surprised me. So I picked it, well, I got it on NetGalley because of the name, but I picked it just because it was on my Kindle homepage, and I was like, I don't feel like making a decision, click. But it's called Dom-Com.
Stop.
And the cover has a little pink fluffy handcuffs on it.
Okay.
By a new to me author, Adriana Anders, who it looks like scrolling through her Storygraph page writes a lot of shirtless man covers.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And this is the first one that has a cartoony cover, which, she fucking got me.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted just my books that I read before bed are generally they're generally kind of the lowest of the low, because I'm
falling asleep.
Yeah, so it's normally I'll pick up stuff that I'm I can kind of halfway pay attention to this. So that's generally when I'll read kind of smuttier, goofier stuff. But this one has surprised me with how much I'm enjoying it.
Oh.
It is pretty smutty. Like, you know, it's about this woman who goes to like a kink club. It opens with her going to a kink club for the first time.
Sure.
Because she's like fresh out of a breakup and she's like interested in exploring like finding a dom.
Sure.
Basically. And she meets this guy. They have like a relatively PG in terms of kink club, you know, a relatively PG time. They don't like hook up, but they have, you know, they meet and it's sexy or whatever. Come to find out, he's like the guy that her company has hired to be a consultant for like a security breach or something. And she finds out the next day at work.
Yes.
And she works in HR. So it's it's very funny. And so it's like she shows up to work the next day. They've like moved into a new building because it's like they're doing return to work post-pandemic. Mm-hmm. And she meets this guy and it's the guy from the kink club. And so, of course, like he finds her irresistible and then they end up hooking up and whatever.
HR lady.
Right. So then it gets really smutty. But there's a lot more like heart and depth than a lot of the like books that I've read of this. Like normally if I read a book that's like porny, it's just sex. There's no
porn without plot.
Yes, there's no plot. This is porn with plot.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, there are times that like they hook up in the office and I'm like, you guys, come on. Like
you work for HR.
You really have to suspend your disbelief with this one.
Sure.
But like if you let yourself get like immersed in the characters, like they're written fairly well and like no, it doesn't have the depth of a lot of the shit that we read, but I've been really pleasantly surprised because I thought this was scraping bottom of the barrel, brainless book. But I'm actually like, they're really cute together. I'm rooting for them. This is really nice. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Dom-com.
Sorry. Like rom-com.
That makes sense. Well, I think I heard Dom-con at first and I was like, Dom Convention?
I would also pick that book up solely based on the name.
Next South by panel, Dom Convention.
There's a romance novel, South by panel.
I
can't remember what it is or who's on it. But I'll find it and send it to you.
Oh, yeah, maybe we can go.
I think it's Monday in the middle of the day, so I think I have to be doing my actual job, but you could go.
Oh, I might be able to. We'll see.
But yeah, so I'm quite pleasantly surprised. So if y'all want something smutty that also makes you feel things, which, you know, sometimes you gotta choose.
Sometimes you gotta choose.
This you don't have to choose. I'm quite enjoying it, and I might pick up some of her other books. I don't know.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I
have a nomination for our next book.
I don't, so you win by default.
Great. Well, it helps that it was book of the month for March, and also I think it's worth visiting as official 50% book club. Selection. Hold on, I'm pulling up my box summary. A Catherine Walsh.
Fuck yeah.
How to Write a Love Story.
Oh, that's the one I just read.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it?
Absolutely. I really liked it.
Great. Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. So we will do How to Write a Love Story by Catherine Walsh for our next episode. I will read it ASAP so it doesn't leave your brain.
Yes, please.
When did you finish it?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, shit. Okay, well.
I think I was reading it when we recorded our first episode back. Because we were talking about what we read when we were on break. And I read Holiday Romance. Yes. And I was like, oh, I'm reading this one that's...
Well, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
My bad. But I think it should be a 50% selection.
I thought it was very fun.
Okay, great.
I quite enjoyed it. I like that it's tagged as salacious on Book of the Month. There's a little peach.
I know. I love the peach... I almost said moniker. Not quite right. Anyway, whatever.
It is a dead dad book, so something to consider.
That's fine.
But it's not a dead dad book that I think will impact you in a bad way.
I don't think I've had a dead dad book. Well, to be fair, I don't think I've read two. I've read dead people books. I haven't read too many dead dad books. Dead dad stuff is not really getting me, I think, the way that other people might assume it does. If anything, it's kind of helpful. I think the way this book kind of handles it and the grief is also, like, I think it's quite well done. I don't think there's anything particularly It's very upsetting. No, it's I like knowing it going into it. Yeah. I don't want to be surprised by it. Yeah. But no, I think that stuff has actually been very helpful for me.
Yeah.
And so Katie knows, but I started guitar lessons yesterday, and I haven't told you this yet, but when we, like, you know, obviously we all went around and, like, she was like, so what's your history, like, with guitar lessons?
Yeah, like, why are you here?
Yeah, and I was like, well.
Thank you for giving me the floor.
Yeah, so for the listener, my dad bought me my guitar in 2021, but, like, during the pandemic, and I had texted him, and I was like, is 23 too old to learn how to play guitar? And he was like, hell no, I'll buy you one. And my dad did not like to spend money, so this was a big deal. Mm-hmm. And he took me to Guitar Center, and we did the whole thing. And then I was doing, like, online stuff through, like, Fender, which were, like, pretty good, like, as far as lessons go. But I like being in person, and I wish I could go back to school every day of my life. So now I am fully committed and doing in-person group lessons, which I did my first one yesterday, and it was so fun. And we learned a cover of Romeo and Juliet. So I almost cried when I walked in and seeing that on the board. And then, yeah, so I was like, yeah, so I'm here, cause my dad, yada, yada, yada. And then he died. So that's why I'm here. And then the instructor, who is super cool, was like, I cry easy. And I was like, well, you'll learn like I'm really blunt about it.
Yeah.
So
do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But everyone was very lovely, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, that was fun. And I know Dad was also laughing as I did that. So yeah, you know, felt very literary in the moment of, like, I'm here in honor of Joe Rosenthal.
Yeah.
And then knowing Joe Rosenthal, like, he would have thought that was really funny.
Totally.
So, yeah.
Totally.
So, yeah. I have a recital at the end of it, too.
Yep,
so.
I will post videos on the 50% Instagram if Abigail is not too embarrassed by them.
Well, I already got my recital group, so it's not me doing a solo, which is...
Oh, right, because my friend JD did... Because where are you going?
Girl guitar.
Okay, so he was going, / is going to School of Rock, and they did it that way, too, where he had, like, multiple different groups that he
which made me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
I had so much fun going to his... thing, so I'm really excited for yours.
Everyone I have told about it is like, I'm there. So I'm like, I'm gonna have a whole, like, fan club.
I get to see you the same weekend that I get to see Tyler Childers. Same thing.
Stop. Oh my god, that's right. Same thing.
Same thing.
Tyler hit me up. I
get to bookend my weekend.
Noacon posted a video on TikTok of, like, playing a new song, and I commented, and I was like, no, I've got my first guitar lesson today and a lot of trauma that needs an outlet, so you better watch out. So I hope he sees it, and I hope it made him laugh. But
love that.
Anyway, so if we survive South by, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
You know what? I haven't been taken out yet.
Nothing can take us out. That's us knocking on wood. Actual wood. This table's real wood.
Yep.
So we'll be fine.
All right. We'll see y'all on the other side.
Bye.